Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering the LTA North Split 2 season. My guest at this time is Loki of Cloud9 coming off of their match against Shopify Rebellion where they came out on the winning end, thus continuing their march in said regular season. And so, Loki, pleasure to have you here. And also got to give you, like everybody else within the LTA media, welcome to the LTA. And you finally been able to finish this first week coming off of the loss to 100 Thieves, want to ask you first and foremost, what's going through your mind after finishing week one?
이제 이거 일주일 어제는 백도둑 상대하고 오늘은 이제 샤프파를 상대했는데 일주차를 마치면서 어떤 소감이나 생각이 드는지.
한국어로 해도 돼요.
어.
개인적인 생각으로는 저희의 문제점이 좀 많은 것 같고 지금 아무래도 그 문제를 빠르게 고쳐나가야 할 것 같고 저희 팀이라면 좀 빠르게 고쳐나갈 수 있다고 생각하고 굉장히 많은 문제가 있었지만 우여곡절 끝에 1승 1패를 달성했는데 다음 주는 좀 더 나은 모습으로 찾아뵈야 될 것 같습니다.
So personally, I think we have a lot of issues right now that we have to fix. But I do believe that my team can fix these issues quickly and adjust for next week. And this week we got one win and one loss. But I think next week it's going to be better.
Yeah, obviously, like it's not the best way to start off of this season with a loss, which happened the day before against 100 Thieves. And so I want to ask you, what was the team kind of emphasizing when it comes to preparing for this next encounter, and also like how did such preparation become successful from your point of view?
You're talking about preparation for today, right?
Mhm.
Not next week.
Mm.
그러니까 이제 그 어제 지고 나서 그 어떤 마음가짐 그리고 어떻게 준비를 해서 오늘 이기게 됐는지 그거든.
어제 졌을 때는 굉장히 오랜만에 하는 무대이기도 하고 되게 떨렸고 긴장됐고 그리고 또 저희의 문제점이 되게 많이 보였고 또 발전할 수 있는 부분도 되게 많았기 때문에 좌절하지 않았고 배운다는 마음가짐으로 항상 준비하고 있기 때문에 네 그렇게 해서 오늘 잘 준비해서 이긴 것 같습니다.
So yesterday, obviously, it's been a while since we've been on stage. It was our first game coming back. You could see that there was a lot of problems, but also a lot of improvements that could be made. I wasn't pessimistic about it. I was more optimistic that we can do better, and we prepared well. I always have a mindset that I can always improve and learn. So that was a mindset that I had coming into today.
And walk me through exactly like how were you guys able to take down Shopify William while also just trying to like looking at the kind of challenges that they presented to you guys. And so, question here is, how did you view the difficulty in facing Shopify, and what do you think was some of the biggest challenges that they showed to yourself and also for the rest of the team today?
그래서 오늘 이제 셔피파이를 상대하면서 어떤 문제점을 해결해 나가야 되는지 그리고 얼마나 힘들었는지.
음. 일단 저희 팀의 지금 문제점은 초반 사고가 되게 많이 난다는 점이고 그 부분으로 인해서 후반까지 무너지는 경우가 참 많다고 생각했고 저희 팀의 강점인 한타 싸움이나 라인전 체급이나 아니면은 이제 사이드 운영 쪽에서 굴려야 되는데 초반 사고를 좀 줄여야 할 것 같고 오늘은 개인적으로는 뱀픽적으로 되게 잘 됐다고 생각해서 저희가 잘 연구해서 어 좋게 결과 나온 것 같습니다.
Our current issue as a team is that we have a lot of accidents in the early game, as in we die a lot in early game. And our strengths as a team is that we play the team fight well and also have strong laners. However, because we die early a lot, it affects our late game as well. And coming into today, I think we prepared the draft really well, and that's how we won the game.
No, for sure, and most definitely, you guys can will definitely continue this form into the next ensuing weeks. And so, I kind of now want to pivot over into yourself, Loki. You mentioned about how it's been a good while in which you had to wait to make a return onto the main stage for the LTA, and it's an interesting prospect looking at how you've been trying to fit in with Cloud9 in the new region, given that you spent the vast majority of your career over in Korea in the LCK in the lower leagues of that region. As you now approach the third/fourth week or month into your current stint with Cloud9, what has been some of the biggest things that has stood out to you amidst your transition, and what has been some of the biggest thing that you had to kind of work on the most that can help you get better acclimated to the LTA?
이제 너가 커리어를 이제 북미에서 시작한 지 얼마 안 됐고 이제 3-4개월 됐나 그렇잖아. 이제
그죠?
북미에 그러니까 한국에서 북미로 넘어오면서 가장 네가 생각할 때 가장 중요한 포인트, 그러니까 예를 들어서 어떻게 적응해야 될 때 그게 중요한 포인트, 그리고 가장 먼저 배워야 할 것들이 뭐였는지 얘기해.
일단 한국에서 미국으로 넘어오면서 가장 제일 중요했던 것은 당연하게도 영어인 것 같고, 영어가 돼야 일단 소통이 되고, 핑으로는 한계가 있다고 생각해서 무조건 영어를 제일 우선시로 두고 싶고, 그다음에는 환경적인 적응인데, 그다음에는 아무래도 음식 관련해서 좀 적응을 해야 될 것 같고, 음식이 한국에 비해서는 좀 많이 짜다고 생각해서 그 부분을 좀 우려시했고, 네, 그런 것 같습니다.
So when I first transitioned from Korea to North America, I think the most important part of this transition was just learning English, in my opinion. I think in game, using ping, yes, that helps, but I could see the limitation with just ping. So I try to work on my English the most. And then the next thing is just the environment itself and food. The food compared to Korean food or food in Korea in general is a lot saltier here. And those are the two factors that I had to adjust coming over to North America.
I do understand the increase of knowledge in English. I remember you did an interview some time ago in English by itself, and I also know you've been coming in English as well, with the rest of the team. And how has that kind of thing been going? Where is your current English level right now nowadays?
어느 정도냐고요?
Mm.
My English skill is not that good now. Maybe just so, or I can speak English in game or daily. Not daily. Daily is just, yeah. How was your food? Something. Yeah.
For sure, no translation needed for that. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like the worst, 10 being like the absolute perfect, where do you think you're currently at right now for your English level?
My listening skill is 6 to 7, my opinion, and my speak level is 4 to 5. 5, yeah, probably.
No, for sure, and then it'll definitely has the potential to improve from here on out. Given that you've been able to now compete with a pretty good number of teams so far this season, I kind of want to ask you about like where do you feel you're at individually speaking as the mid laner compared to the rest of the other people in the same role in the league? Where do you kind of stand? If you can kind of like position yourself within the league.
등 같냐고 미드라이너 중에서.
지금요?
어.
2.
Okay.
Second place.
Okay. Is number one quid because he beat you yesterday? Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna beat him. Yeah, soon.
Oh,
So
of
I don't
course,
care too
man.
much. Yesterday.
Of course. It's also good to have that kind of mentality when it comes to trying to face off against the rest of the league. How have you viewed your confidence level in terms of just trying to get better week in and week out?
자신감이 얼마나 있냐는 질문인데.
자신감이요?
어.
1 to 10?
아니 그냥
자신감?
So the question is, how is his confidence level?
How
Could you
he
repeat?
how he views his mentality slash confidence in terms of facing off against the rest of the league on a weekly basis.
상대를 할 때 그 얼마나 자신감이 있는지 그리고 너 멘탈적으로 어떤지.
음. 제 멘탈은 뭐 그렇게 약한 편은 아닌 것 같고요. 그렇게 센 편도 아닌 것 같고 적당한 편인 것 같은데 이제 상대할 때는 항상 '내가 얘를 이겨야겠다. 내가 모든 스킬을 피하고 모든 스킬을 다 맞추면 이긴다.'라는 자신감으로 게임을 임하고 있고 멘탈적인 부분도 그렇게 크게 흔들리지 않아서 많이 연패해도 다시 올라갈 수 있다는 믿음으로 하고 있습니다.
So I think my mentality is not bad, but also it's just in the middle. When I'm playing against my opponent, I always think, oh, I can just dodge everything and beat them. And even if we would be in a losing streak, it doesn't really change my mentality, or it doesn't mess with my mentality. I'm just gonna focus on winning.
No, of course, and hopefully you can continue this mentality in good form into the next weeks. And so, Loki, thank you so much for the interview, answering all of my questions, and providing
네.
all of the insight within yourself and also the rest of the team. I give my thanks to the translator for translating everything, and of course, best of luck goes to you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.